You read the title. Today's video is all about how to sign web design clients for free. So no paying for cold email software, lead lists, ads, expensive groups, or networking events. Just real inbound strategies that have always and will continue to always work. If you guys want more clients, more sales, and marketing that actually works, you should subscribe because that's what all my videos are built to help you do. So the first thing we're going to talk about is why clients would sign with you in the first place, right? So the truth is that no client you will ever work with actually cares about your skills. They care about proof. And that is number one, proof that you can get them results. And number two, proof that the money that they spend with you is safe, right? So why does that matter? Because we as humans make all of our decisions, especially buying ones, on risk reduction. It's not that someone who you might potentially sign is doubting that you're a good web designer. It's that hiring you is just, it's risky by default. So they're about to give you $2,000, $5,000, maybe even $10,000 and trust you with their business. This could be, keeping the lights on at home, feeding their family, feeding themselves. And that's a really scary decision to make if they have no proof to base it on, right? You can think about it like this. Let's say you want a tattoo, right? You're not just gonna walk into the shop and get a tattoo if it's something really big and really important to you. You're gonna wanna look at that artist to make sure that they can do the art style that you want and that they're experienced in it. They've been tattooing for a long amount of time, right? So that's why in this video, we're gonna be talking about inbound marketing. So this is not just attracting clients, it's warming up those clients before they talk to you in the first place. So using content, case studies, testimonials, and valuable insights that you post online for free, you're stacking proof before you pitch, right? So when they get on a sales call with you and you pitch your website design services to them, they're not wondering, oh, should I hire you? They're wondering, can I hire you before somebody else does? Now, a quick note here on the two different kinds of marketing, right? So there are only two ways in which you will ever sign clients. Outbound, where you are chasing them, so think cold calling or cold emailing, or inbound, where they are coming to you. Right now in this video, again, we are only talking about inbound marketing, and all that means is showing up as an expert in your field consistently, either in person or online, so that whenever a business owner enters the zone of mind of I need a website or I need a website redesign or anything related to the service that you provide, you are on the top of their mind, right? Now, the reason we have to do this is because web design is a demand capture offer. You can't create demand for websites. Everybody implicitly knows if I have a business, I need a website, right? People only buy a website or a website design related service when the need is already there. So what is our job? Our job is to be visible before or during when that moment for those business owners hits. All right, now we can start talking tactics. So the first thing we're gonna be talking about is posting with a purpose. Now, inbound marketing starts and ends with content that you make on the internet. And I'm not talking about pretending to be Spider-Man for donations on TikTok.
Nah, I'ma do my own thing.
So you need to be posting on 1 to 2 social platforms where your market actually exists. So for example, let's say you service tech companies, you wanna be on X and LinkedIn. Let's say you service local businesses, you wanna be on Instagram and Facebook. If you service only B2B companies, you'd mostly be on LinkedIn and maybe some Instagram and X thrown in there. Now, what do you post? You wanna rotate between the following 6 kinds of content. First things first, if you're new, you wanna post the things that you're learning because yes, people care. It shows that you're in the game and you're active, in the market. People are much more likely to give, the up and comer, the newcomer to the space a chance when you're actively posting your learnings, right? Number 2, you want to post tips and tricks for your ideal client. So for example, 10 homepage ideas for clothing brands or simple conversion rate optimization tactics for software companies, right? And thirdly is client success stories, which we'll get into in the section after this. 4 is your personal journey. Again, yes, people care about people. And when you talk about your personal story, this make sure that you don't appear like some kind of soulless bot that just posts information and you don't have any story behind you and you're not even a real person. Number 5 is your personal wins and losses, related to the last one, and again, related to the last 2, content about your personal processes or frameworks for marketing, for business, for life, whatever, right? So what this is gonna do is gonna create a base of people, followers, who know, like, and trust you, which is exactly what we need for them to eventually, buy from us, right? And more importantly, people who will share your content, right? So who is a potential client more likely to trust, right? Some random profile with no picture, with no posts, that is DMing them, asking them to work with them, or someone who has been publicly showing their wins and experience for 6 months straight. Now, to add on to what I just talked about, we can turn one case study into so many different kinds of posts. So every time that you work with somebody, right, either paid or free, you move them from point A to point B, and that creates a case study, a transformation, right? And every case study, like I said, can be 10 plus pieces of content, right? So how does that break down? So let's say you helped a software company double their monthly demo requests with a website redesign. You could make a post about before you redesign the website versus after, how it looks, the structure and all that, the specific key design changes that improved conversions, the user experience principles that drive demos for a company like this, the user journey, and then show your heat map data, A/B testing insights from when you were testing the headlines, maybe openers to the video, different copy changes. You can talk about the impact of design for the website on their overall brand, and there's so many more things that you can extrapolate out from just increasing their conversions, right? So this is gonna position you as an expert for that specific type of client. So if somebody comes across this post and sees, oh, they know everything about redesigning software company websites, they're gonna be much more likely to contact you to work on their software company website, right? Because now all these other founders, right, are watching your content and thinking, maybe this person can do the same for me. Okay, I would argue that this is the most important section, so listen up here. So sales assets and free value is what we're talking about here. So this is where the majority of your leads are gonna come from, right? So you need to be creating sales assets. So all this means is some kind of free guide, a checklist, or a video that showcases some process that you have or teaches something valuable that they would otherwise not understand without downloading this product, right? So you can think of it like this. So on Twitter, you make a post like, here's a breakdown of the landing page structure we use to drive $20,000 in new monthly recurring revenue for our software client. Comment page and I'll send it to you, right? You guys have seen these on Twitter or even on Instagram, in the comments section. So you understand what I'm talking about, right? You cannot shy away from promoting your results. If you drove $30,000 in new revenue for some company, you need to be promoting that everywhere. There is no world where your business does worse by talking more about the good things that you do, right? This is the only reason why someone would comment. It is to learn about why you're credible and why you're authoritative in the space, right? So let's say you get 20 to 50 comments, right? That's going to drive a significant amount of reach. And then someone who actually needs help might DM you after seeing this free guide that you put together, or they might visit your website, or they might just visit your profile and follow you, or they might download the asset itself and then book a sales call with you. And then by then, they know that you're a competent web designer before you even have to talk to them on the phone. Now, the last tactic we're gonna be talking about is creating demo sites. Now, I don't see this used nearly enough, especially for people who are new and don't have a lot of case studies, right? So all you're gonna do is pick a company in your niche and do some kind of website redesign or rebuild for them completely for free, and then wireframe it out for them. And then you're going to post this publicly with a breakdown of all of your design choices, why you made them, and why it would result in overall more revenue for them, more demos, more booked calls, more sales, whatever the major goal for that company is. Now, what a lot of you are gonna sit here and tell me is that, oh, I'm making stuff for free, why does this matter? Especially if you're new, all you have is time. You don't have money. And you also don't have proof that you're good at what you do. And this accomplishes all of that. And now, if you're an existing company, you might be saying, well, why would we do this? This is a waste of time. This is an extremely good tactic to sign larger enterprise deals because you're providing value in advance, right? So even if nobody responds to this post, this is content that does very well because again, you're providing free knowledge for other web designers in the space and you're positioning yourself as someone who gets results and does things without having to be told what to do. Now, this value in advance method can also work for your outbound marketing, right? So you can provide examples of what you do for a business in your initial message, your initial cold email, your initial LinkedIn DM, and you're much more likely to initiate a conversation that way. Now, one last note here, every single person that you talk to, whether they buy coaching, a $50 course, a $5 info product, or become a client of yours, should all become referral partners for your company. You should offer them some reasonable percentage for any clients that they send you that end up closing, right? So what this is gonna do is create a massive network of mini salespeople that are all working on your behalf for free. Now, quickly recap, the 100% free way for you to get web design clients looks like this: getting visible with all of your content, showing proof with your case studies, sharing value with your sales assets, building authority with demo sites, and turning your network into affiliates. If you want all of this information with templates, tutorials, and weekly support from me, you can head over to webagencylaunchpad.com and check out my program full of knowledge from building 2 separate web design agencies over the last 8 years. Thanks for watching and take care.